Welcome to Table Talk. We are happy to have you with us this morning. Today I am Sandy. Well, I'm Sandy every day, but I'm with you today.
Sometimes you could be Sandra.
I can be Sandra,
Yeah.
only if you're angry.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're Sandra Workman Designs.
Yes, I am. Yeah. And there are a couple people who call me Sandra.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
it's true.
I'm Sandy today and every day. And with me today I have VJ and Shannon. So thank you for joining with us today. Appreciate
The
it.
really blonde people.
It is. We are the light people.
Yeah.
The people of
Oh
light.
yeah, all
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
We're all blending.
Yes. But Shannon didn't wear black and gray today because she didn't get the
I
memo.
know. That was kind of mean that Emerald didn't tell me.
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
I
Even
guess that's
Emerald
my
has
whole
on black.
closet.
Oh, she does. I didn't even realize that.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm the only one.
All right. I bet you Kathy has on black too because she wears a lot of black.
She has gray,
She has
Oh,
gray.
see, she should
There
be
you
sitting over
go.
here.
Yep.
but she
could
has
be
green
with us.
too.
A little
Yeah.
touch of green in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so much for our style. Anyway, today we are happy to have you with us. We've got a few things to talk about, and VJ is going to be kind enough to share some tidbits on foundation paper piecing. So if you want to know a little bit about that, VJ's here to share that. Should we dive in and talk about a few little things that have come in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's do.
Okay. So on the table, we have this beautiful baby quilt that VJ made. I can't remember the name of this collection. It was an
Rural life.
rural life.
Yes,
rural
it
life.
is rural.
Because if you can see the sheep
Oh, cute.
and very subtle, but
There's
this
little
pattern here is
ducks.
bunnies.
Oh, there are ducks.
Oh,
And there's
sheep.
ducks or geese or whatever they are. Anyway, it's just a really sweet collection. And we've got it in blue.
And
And then behind us we have this gorgeous, I don't know, rose or the sheep show really well on that pattern there. But so these are new kits we have in the store. Really a simple sew, right?
Just a 45-inch square
Yeah.
little quilt. So
Yeah.
yeah, they do sew together real quick. This
And
is
of course they
definitely-
have the yummy Luxe cuddle on the back. Beautiful, BJ. We have photographed these a few times and they just don't show how gorgeous they are in my pictures for some reason. But anyway, so we wanted to show you that on video. Also, just in yesterday, you know, these Caterpillar cross stitch needle minders are so popular.
They're so cute.
And we got some new ones. And this one happens to be my favorite. Here, I'll put it here. You can show. So we've got the new London bus. We have a new turtle and a seahorse. And for spring, we have our little spring chick. So new needle minders. They're just my favorite. They are such good quality.
They are.
They're
I've bought
such good
several
quality,
for
and
myself
their
and for
magnets are
Erica.
strong and
Yeah, they hold really well, and they're not too big. Sometimes
No.
I think if you get a great big needle minder, it just
it's
is
a
too
little
much.
heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
a little
It's too
heavy on your project. But
project.
these have strong needles or strong magnets, but just such fun designs. So those are 4 new ones that we have in, and
They're really cute.
yeah, they are cute.
I have 2 girls that have spring birthdays, so
Huh? Yeah.
I might need a couple of those.
So if you're sewing something for spring, you just might need that little new
Yeah.
chick. So, and also we have new in the store is the binding board. And this is a new product put out by Riley Blake Designs. Nicole Christopherson is the one that designed that. There is instructions for using the magic pins with it to simply iron your binding strips. But what I am looking forward to using it for is pressing. So it's got this really nice laminate, sturdy board, which has the cover that has that
It's a nice pattern.
reflecting
So you don't.
fabric, so it doesn't, the heat doesn't go through to the board, and it's padded, and it's just really nice. And you can remove this to wash it,
Oh, nice.
or maybe you want to make a new cover in your favorite fabrics. But that's a nice project. And VJ says that would be good for what she's going to be doing.
It's really cute.
So, yes, I think it'd
Oh,
be
so you
good
don't
for
have to-
retreats, though, too,
Yeah.
to take that.
Yeah, to have just by your machine, and it's not super heavy, but it's sturdy. Like it is
Right.
really well made. So just a fun
It's a nice.
pressing board.
It's really pretty.
So that is a new product we just got in. We got a new fabric collection from Christopher Thompson. What's the name of it?
It's BJ's favorite color.
It is.
Yeah.
Cheerfully Red.
Yes.
These are a few of the
Of
fabrics.
the fabrics from that collection.
So I think
Love
they're
the
really
little
sweet.
strawberry. So
Very
sweet.
cute. And he's usually he's done a lot of blue
A
lines.
lot of blue, yeah. So this is a new color
Yeah.
for Christopher.
But I really like his fabrics. He does
And
a
I
really
do
good
too.
job.
He's
Yeah.
such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
very
nice.
nice guy.
Such a
So
nice
like
guy.
him.
He's moved back to New York,
Yeah.
so
Because it was nice always seeing him come in.
Yeah.
he's
He'll come
such
in
a
and
nice
pick
guy.
stuff up occasionally.
He's still here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's still here occasionally at the Riley Blake's Alpine office, but he's back in New York. So I think Holly misses him
Yeah,
being there. But
I'm sure.
so that's fun. Great time of year for it, Valentine's. But reds are always good.
I was going to say any time of the year is
Yeah.
a good time for
Yeah.
that.
Especially if you're VJ.
Yep. And I mean, they can work into Valentine's. These prints can be used with blues to go to your Americana.
Yeah.
You can add some, they're just, I love
Right.
red and white quilts.
Yeah.
So
very
popular.
Yes, it
Is it like a classic for the quilters too? Because I
Red
feel
and
like
whites
from
are just
the
kind of a classic
Yeah.
Yes.
they are.
two-color quilt.
Even like the stitching. I see a lot of stitches where they're just done in the
Red
reds
work,
and
yeah.
the red.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
I
have
think
that
it's really
new, can you grab that new red work cross stitch that we have from Heart and Hand? Or Hands On Design?
Yeah,
Heart and Hand.
So
That's right.
because I love the one color, but I have to like vary it up.
Yeah.
I can't just do one.
So
color.
this is a new product
Oh yeah, this is
that I just framed. This is called the 2023 Collector's Heart. And I just got that done. Now this kit
they give you the
is nice
thread.
because it comes with your linen, your floss, your hand-dyed floss, and this darling little quilt block button.
oh cute.
That is so cute.
That goes right here on the sampler.
Did you stitch this? No.
Pat stitched this one.
Oh.
And this frame
cute.
is one I got. Square frames are hard to find sometimes. Again, got it at Hobby Lobby. It had a picture in the center of it, like it was meant for home decor. But I ripped the actual picture that it was framed in out so that I could use it to frame my cross stitch. So
And it looks really
Yeah.
nice in there.
an inexpensive way to get that that frame. But,
That's really nice.
and
love
I
it.
just like the bulk of this.
Yeah.
So
That's very nice.
so we have those kits in stock.
Okay,
Very
cool.
cute.
Speaking of red and white,
Good.
what have you been working on, Shannon?
Well, I don't really have anything I can bring. My
Right.
stuff is kind of so I brought other people's stuff.
Good.
Since I have daughters that do stuff. So Nicole has been working on the little Christmas in Concord.
Oh, that's
The
right.
Little Women. So she's close. She doesn't quite have it done, but again, we have a yellow lab, so I'm very sorry I did not.
So she's working on the applique.
She's
for
getting the
that.
applique going. So interesting thing though that I wanted to bring up. Can we talk about applique for just a minute? I get some emails from Midway Wool. And if you watch the one where it was Nicole and Eric and I table talk, we talked about how Nicole likes to use freezer paper instead of the heat and bond.
Right.
And it was interesting because they had a list of questions, Midway Wool did, but people asked, how do you get your applique to look like this? And how do you get your applique to look like that? One of the things that they mentioned, they said, when you do applique with freezer paper, and then you get it quilted, it gives your pieces a little poof to it. Because some people thought maybe it had been stuffed,
Right.
but it hadn't. It's just because it doesn't have that sticky, so it doesn't stay.
It's not as stiff.
Yeah, so I thought, I didn't even think about that. And so Nicole has a couple of quilts that she's done, and she went and she's like, oh, they do kind of have more of a poofy look. So anyway, if you want yours to have more of a poofy look, then use the freezer paper. If you don't, then the heat and bond's a good way to go. So then I got another one from Midway Wool this morning, and she mentioned these magic pins, which is what you see Nicole uses.
Yes.
She loves those little magic pins. And she also said that if your wool is fraying, that you don't have good scissors. that you need better scissors.
Yeah.
And so her recommendation were these perfect scissors.
Which
Those
are
are
my
the best.
recommendation.
Yeah.
always.
Those are the
Yeah,
best.
they're just
Yes.
amazing.
And
So,
especially for the wool, they're serrated.
right,
Yes.
right. So when Nicole was cutting this one out, she has the one, and we don't have them. I'm sure we probably have them on order. We don't have the ones that are just bigger than this. Those are the ones she usually uses, but there were so many small pieces. I have these.
Yeah.
She went and grabbed them. So her birthday is coming up. She might get these for her
She
birthday.
just might.
But anyway,
Yeah.
just a couple of thoughts on doing your wool applique. But yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting.
And one thing too is, so how she has hers pinned here. So Leonie Bateman, I don't know if you remember her, she's out of Australia. She does a lot of wool applique. She staples.
Oh.
She has a stapler and she staples her pieces down because then there's no
Puckers.
pin on the front to
Right.
catch her threads.
Oh yeah.
And so she goes through and staples them and then they just
Pulls them
pull
out. And I know, like sometimes my mother-in-law has used like a glue stick,
stick,
a little bit of glue, but yeah.
So,
So anyway,
lots of
just a
different
couple
ways.
things. I
And
wanna
this
mention.
is, you're not, this has an additional, like there's a bird and a branch.
Right.
And just some fun, and we're gonna be adding
It's really
some
cute.
beads.
The branch is the one that she's like, yeah, you can't do that
Yeah.
branch unless you've got tiny scissors because
Yeah.
those little intricate pieces.
Those ones?
Yeah, she said those are hard to
Yeah.
cut unless you have some really good little scissors.
So yeah, perfect scissors.
And I think we still
Okay,
have
lovely.
just a few spaces left.
We do. I just reordered yesterday to increase our club allowance because we actually sold out yesterday.
Oh.
But I've added to it.
you
So
can
now
still
they can
sign
still
up.
register. It'll just be a week before they ship because we had to order more.
We had more, yeah.
yeah.
But it's really
It's
really
gonna be
cute.
fun.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so that Nicole's been working on that. And there's her little freezer paper
Yep.
pieces. And then Erica, when she came in, she had brought in this cute little
Oh gosh, that's looking
what is it
good.
called?
Is that one waiting for
Waiting for Santa.
waiting for Santa?
It's so cute.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So this is her little waiting for Santa.
That's gonna be so pretty.
Yeah. So I took it out of the hoop, so it's a little.
Yeah, and I see her cupcake needle minder.
Yes. Usually she tries to match. This
Yeah,
isn't a
where's her
Christmas one.
Nutcracker needle minder or her?
It's
Yeah,
on
like-
the Nutcracker
Oh, okay,
project.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna say, where's her Christmas needle minder? But yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, she's been
Cute.
working on that one. She's got quite a bit done. She did start school back up
Yeah.
at the beginning of January. So she sets a timer for studying, and then she sets a timer for how long she can cross stitch, and then she goes
Awesome.
back. So
Back
anyway,
to school.
yeah. So
Awesome.
Can I add something to the club? So if you sign up after we started, you will still get the first.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We do have some questions about that. So I
Yeah.
want
So
to
if you
answer
sign
that.
up late, until it's sold out, eventually it will be sold out. But and
You'll get-
if we've shipped the second one, let's say, then you will, when you sign up
you get charged for the first and
for
the
the first
second.
and the second, so then it'll ship. So yeah, you can always sign up after, and we go back and ship so that you're up to date with everyone else.
So if we're about to ship the second one, you'll just get on your second shipment, you'll get the
Number
first
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it charges you according to where we're at. So I mean, if
Yeah.
you joined and we were like 3 or 4 in, you would get charged for all 4.
The previous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah.
I'm thinking with the way this is sold out, I don't think that we're going to have
Yeah.
people signing up
later. Yeah.
later.
So
It's a really cute club.
it is cute. The second one's. Ooh, I'm so excited to do the second
The
one.
second one's really
Yeah.
cute. Yeah.
So
All right. Now,
now we're going
do
to.
you have any questions before we start with BJ and get into our
No.
topic today? Okay.
But can I show a little bit of that panel thing?
Oh, yes.
So-
So you've been working on a project. We're going to have.
Yes. This is a not boxed box.
This is
Because I cut this panel wrong.
cute.
That's very cute.
So it's going to have.
I love the inside fabric she's
I
got
do
too.
too.
So if you have kids,
Yeah.
or if you're going to have grandbabies, it will fit right in their playroom or something
Yeah,
for their
cute.
storage.
And so then are you going to be binding
Yeah.
around?
I'm going to bind
Cute.
it
You've used soft and stable?
soft and stable. And then I don't know what this one is called, but like it has a
that's pretty-
texture of
yeah.
stiff and flat.
Oh, this is shape. What? No. This is called that really stiff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I just remember the first time I used it, I hated it because
Yeah.
I cannot turn. But this is
Yeah.
perfect for a flat bottom.
For the bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
And I, for some reason, have completely blanked on.
Emerald will find it and
Yeah.
and insert it.
Oh my word, I love that inside fabric. It's going to be so
It's really cute.
Very cute.
cute.
So yeah,
That's a
looking at
good
it, easy.
variation on using that panel instead of
I
a
never
quilt.
thought
It's a
to do that
project.
for a panel. It's really cute.
Very cute.
Fun design. Good job.
We'll see how it goes.
I think you'll do good.
Thanks.
She's always so creative.
She's
She
very
takes
creative.
the panels and does some fun
Yeah, she
fun
gets
stuff.
Usually,
visions.
like, because I was like thinking about it, and then I thought like, I don't know if people really make quilt with it. 'Cause do you like a panel quilt? Because some people do have.
You know, I used to
Run
not
low
like
on-
panel
Yeah,
There's
quilts,
some
but
really
they have
cute-
some really cute panels now.
Yeah, I like those blocks and then you piece blocks with it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I think the panels are different than in the olden days.
I would agree with you.
Yeah,
Like 3 years ago.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. 3 years ago was so yesterday.
We're just
All right.
over it.
Well, we are going to switch the camera view and get working with BJ.
Yes.
Start. Okay. All right. Well, Emerald asked me if I would do a little demonstration on foundation paper piecing. So that's what I came somewhat prepared to do.
Somewhat prepared. You've
somewhat
got lots of
prepared.
good stuff going here.
So what I'm going to I'm just doing something really basic today, and then I'm going to show you some other things that you can do that are a lot more intricate. But so I'm just going to do a square and a square, and I'll just show you. I think a lot of people, as soon as they see that a pattern has foundation paper piecing in it, they shy away from it because it scares the bejeebers right out of them. But it is so much I think it's so much fun. I really love doing it. So I'm just going to show you exactly what you have to do and give you a few tips along the way. So first of all, yes, I'm going to I love using these because, and you can get these in a lot of different sizes. You can get for square and squares, or you can get flying geese using these as well. And they just
block too.
Oh,
Those
yes,
are,
yes. And for a pineapple block, I think it's just a must, definitely. So you're going to just have something that's so accurate. So you're going to start off, and this just has all the little papers in here that are pre-printed. It also tells you exactly the sizes that you need to cut your fabric. So it tells you that you're going to need 1 3 3/4 inch square. This is going to be a finished 4-inch square and a square. And then you're going to need 2 3 3/4 inch squares that are cut on the diagonal. Okay, so I've already prepped that. And so we're going to just start off. Now you're going to be sewing on the right side of this paper where you can see all the lines and the numbers. And it tells you exactly what you need to do first. Okay, so we're going to be putting number 1 first. Okay, this will be put on first, and then we're just going to go in numerical order. Okay, so when you're doing this, the fabric is going to go on the back side, and you want to have the fabric with the right side of the fabric up. Okay, and so I always just kind of lay this, or just look at this through the light so that I can kind of see exactly where my fabric is, because I want it to be somewhat centered. Okay, so I'm just going to lie there, and then I'm going to use, I like using these glue sticks, and I'm just going to raise this up a little bit, and I'm just going to glue right here. Okay, so I have that glued on there. Then I'm going to go to number 1, and what you want to do is you fold this back on the line, and that's probably the trickiest part of the whole thing, because you want it to be, and you can see I didn't get it on there quite straight, but we're just fine, so there's no need to get in a tizzy about that one. And then you're going to be cutting, and you want to make sure to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance along there. Okay, and then I'm going to place one of my triangles here. And I'm going to lay that on right side of fabric to right side of fabric. And I have to say, usually I will just stick a little pin in at the end here, just because sometimes after you get to sewing, you're going to realize, okay, this was not on here straight at all. And then I can just go ahead and just check my alignment, make sure I'm lined up okay. And then you want to start stitching about 1/4 of an inch before, and you want to make sure, I always backstitch at the beginning and I always backstitch at the end. And the reason why I do that is when you take the paper off,
You will rip that.
you will rip your stitching out. And you want to reduce your stitch length to about a 1.5. Or if you want to, a little smaller, but that would be, you want really small stitches, okay? And I think one reason you do that is because then the paper tears off really easily too, but makes it more secure. So you start stitching about 1/4 of an inch before, and then you continue about 1/4 of an inch beyond. Okay, so that's your first piece right there. All right, so I just have everything. So here I have my first piece is completely pressed. And by the way, when I pulled all these fabrics last night, I did a quilt using the Red Hot, and so I had a little stack of all these fabrics, and I thought, I'm just gonna use these. So the one thing you need to do is after you have sewn that, you want to press this, okay? And then you're ready to go to side number 3, and you're going to do exactly the same thing.
You
You're
always fold the paper before you sew, right?
Well, you fold it and then you trim this down, and this one I've already trimmed down because I lost my mind last night apparently. Okay, and then you've got that trimmed, and then once again you're just going to lay this fabric on here right side to right side. Okay, you're going to flip it over, and once again you're going to stitch right across here. Okay, then you have your 2 sides are completed right here. Okay, then you're ready to sew step 3, or the 3rd side, excuse me. So here's my 2 sides. Okay, and then I go to, oh, and I sewed these, oh no I didn't, I thought for sure I was gonna sew them in the wrong order. Okay, and so here, now when you're taking and pulling that fabric back, you just have to kind of, you can see I just hold on to the fabric, hold on to the paper, and just pull that back. And you're going to fold that back.
BJ, have you ever used this ruler, the out 1/4 plus?
I have never used
So
that.
let me so this is, I use this because I do just as you do, but I'll take my ruler and I'll just put it on the line,
You tear the paper.
and then I
Oh.
can fold.
Oh, okay.
But that's
See,
just, yeah.
No,
so
I
that's
think
just
that's a great
And this has
plan.
it tapers here.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is called an out 1/4 plus. This is a bigger one. There's also
Oh,
one
okay.
that's just out 1/4.
Oh, okay.
So.
So I always try to do things the most difficult way possible.
No, I think
That's,
well, with less tools, sometimes it's just what you need to do. But
and so once again, I'm just going to go ahead and trim this off. And then I'm ready to lay this on here. And by the way, I just used, everything I used in this was totally a scrap. So it's just, I just have this big chest in my sewing closet that I have all my scraps in. So then I'm ready to sew side 3. Once again, I'm just going to, I've pressed it.
Complete of your side 3.
Yes, completed side 3 right there. And then I'm ready to do my 4th side, of course. And you're going to just do that the exact same way as you've done everything else. And pull this back. You're going to trim that edge off. You could use your at 1/4, or you could do it like I do. Trim it off. Okay, and then you're ready to just see which is my right side. I can hardly see that because it's a white on white. And then I would go ahead and sew that on. And then, here it is finished, except now you need to take and trim around the very outside. And you can notice one thing that's so nice is then you're going to have your exact 1/4 inch seam allowance on everything. And so I would just, and by the way, when I'm doing this, if I'm making up 20 of these, I'm going to chain sew these, okay? So that I'm going to sew, you know, side 2 on, or piece 2 on everything, and then sew piece 3 on everything, and piece 4. And then once I get that done, then I can go ahead. And I didn't get that.
Well, and we've got this blanket underneath, so it's
Yes.
it's got a cushion, so it doesn't want to cut.
Yeah,
normal.
exactly. But anyway, you're going to just go ahead and cut everything off. I should have brought a,
Well, we should have put,
anyway,
I can take,
it's
blanket
fine.
out, but
It's not
you
a
can
big
see.
deal. But then you're going to end up having, and I did a bunch of these. And like I said, I just did these totally out of what I had in my sewing room.
but look how cute.
But they're just so fun and so nice. I just wanted to show you, I did a table runner for the shop a couple of years ago, and I just did square into squares completely. And this was out of a charm pack. And so it went together really quick and really fun. And as a result, you can do something just really fun and scrappy. But then I was thinking, since it's, you know, close to Valentine's Day, you could just pull out a bunch of red scraps, or come in and get some of that Cheerfully Red fabric that we have, and you can just do lots of really, you can just put together something fun for Valentine's Day, just using a bunch of red, pinks, fabrics.
And so this, if you were going to do something similar to this, and you've got your red, your white, so you could do red sashing
Yes, exactly.
and then
I
white
think that
cornerstones. Would be
yes.
just so cute.
I think it'd be darling. And so that's the reason I thought of this project last night while I was doing all this. But I just think it just could be so fun and cute. And like I said, I just pulled together scraps. So,
And I love how the reds don't all have the same tone. So like let's look
Right.
at Christopher's new line.
yes.
They're not all this bright cherry. There's some with that deeper red, and it just adds so much interest to your project
Yes.
when you
Yes.
have those different shades within it.
Exactly. So it's just really, really fun. So anyway, that's just an idea for you. And now I wanted to show you a couple of other things. I was pulling out a bunch of really old patterns that I have. These are totally foundation paper pieced.
That's adorable.
And I mean, they're just little wall hangings. And there was this one for Christmas. And then this one was the summer one. This is actually a class that I took so I could learn how to do foundation paper piecing. I mean, this was like a couple of centuries ago. So honestly, but it was really a long time ago. And one, I don't know if any of you, I know there have been a couple of customers in here in the store lately who've been working on a Dear Jane quilt. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with this quilt, but almost every block in here, if it doesn't have applique on it, then it has got foundation paper piecing. And I brought in a few of the blocks.
Oh, your blocks are beautiful.
Just to show you, I mean, I don't think I'll ever finish this in this lifetime, to be honest with you. But I just wanted to show you, I mean, these are all done with foundation paper piecing. And
Oh, that one is
Beautiful.
so beautiful.
this one is applique, but this one is, but one thing that I've done, and I bring too many things.
I think too, if you look at it, it makes it,
The points
they're
are
like
always
just crisp.
perfect.
Everything's just
does.
really crisp.
It does. Now, when you're doing something really detailed like this, one thing I would suggest, I will take just colored pencils, and I will mark, okay, this is going to be pink, this is going to,
yeah.
because that makes it so much easier, because then you're going to get all otherwise you won't get confused.
Yeah, looking at this, and A it's hard to
Yes,
even be confusing. So what's the background? What's the print?
exactly.
That's a really
smart.
good idea.
And so I think that was one thing that when I took that class years and years ago. That's something that she had suggested.
It's a great idea.
But it really is. I just think it's so much fun and very, very, very relaxing to me to do. But now, when you're doing any kind of a block like this, you're not going to be doing this whole thing in one piece. You're going to have part of it. This part's going to be done, and this part is going to be done, and this part will be done.
So versus like this, where it's all in one foundation, it's going to be more like this, where you've got units.
Yes, exactly. So this will be, a lot of these are in total units, and then you keep the paper on, and then you can still sew those pieces together and have it really accurate, have your points be really, really accurate. But I just love doing these kinds of things.
So when you're through, do you remove your papers? Yeah, you do.
I did remove
But where
them.
you've got them bagged like this, like sometimes I will just leave my papers on until I'm ready to start joining them all together but where you've got them bagged, they're not going to be disrupted.
Right, I've been a little
Look at how
OCD.
organized. I
The
love
bag
it.
is the same size.
Yes.
Yes, but
Look at that.
These are
That's an
just,
intricate block.
That's pretty.
Absolutely
just-
beautiful.
it's just so much fun, and like I said, I love
Well, and I
doing
think you
this.
can do stuff
So-
like this where they're not exact triangles.
Right.
And that's the beauty of the
Yes,
foundation
that's
paper
right.
piecing is.
Yeah. Where
Yes.
you've got.
It looks like you probably applicate this part on
Yes,
though.
yes. Yeah, so there's a combination in here, but it is a little tricky to do some of these things. So.
And like for me, when I've done foundation paper piecing, it takes me a minute to adjust my brain to it because it's not your normal.
Correct. You're
Just
having to
putting
think
it together.
You have to think in a little different direction.
Thank you, VJ.
BJ, that's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
She always is such good. She is a teacher.
Yes, she is.
You are a teacher. Like, that's not my strong point.
I
But you're so
just-
good at that. So
well,
thank you
thank you
for
so
doing
much.
that. Yeah, you didn't have to go to the
Talking
university.
to our audience, sorry.
Thank you. I just put my teacher hat on.
That's
and
right.
have to think, okay, how can I go about
You're
doing
so good.
this? So,
One thing we forgot to share earlier was another one of BJ's amazing.
I should clear this away here.
Unless you had something else to talk to us about in foundation paper.
No, well, there's this, I was going to show
yeah.
you this little quilt. This was a quilt we had at Halloween last year. But another thing you can do, all of these pieces here are foundation paper pieced.
Because that's such an angle, you can't like,
Weird angle.
yeah, it's a weird angle.
But one thing that's nice about this versus this, nobody tells you what size fabric to cut for these. You just have to,
get a
and,
piece.
and the triangles always take a lot more fabric than you think they're going to.
Right.
Okay, and then sometimes if you want stripes to be straight and everything, you gotta get your brain wrapped around that.
Yeah.
But when you're doing anything like this now, they tell you exactly in the pattern, cut this size of a square, cut this size of a rectangle, cut it diagonally, whatever. And so it makes it a lot easier for you.
But yeah, that's a perfect
So-
way to get those beautiful diamonds.
Yes,
that,
it really is.
you really can't rotary cut and get the
No.
result.
Yes.
And I think you don't know how to sew to get it, exactly right, which
And
is
so-
why it's good to have that paper
Tell us
piece.
the benefits of foundation paper piecing. Accuracy.
I think
perfect points.
accuracy, perfect points. Your seam allowance is going to be totally maintained because it just works out. I don't know, I think, and I just think you can do so many more fun, different
Yeah.
types of designs than you could possibly do.
Do you use a special
Otherwise.
needle?
No.
No, you just use your
I
regular needle.
Well, I always use, I was going to tell you about this needle I use. I use a size 11. I can't remember what that one's called. I think we should get those in the shop,
Okay,
but I'll
yeah.
have to bring those in and
Tell me
show
what
you.
to get. Yeah.
But they're just a Schmetz needle, but
Schmetz
they're
needle.
really good. I like them a lot.
Schmitz
So
size
I
11.
would, but yes, I just use regular size.
And if you are printing your own foundation paper pieces
That's true.
off your home printer, because you can find them online where you buy them,
Yes.
what do you recommend for that? Just type paper, or do you recommend?
I'm going to show you what I like to use.
Because it makes a difference.
They do make them, yes.
So what I usually, and I don't even have any paper in there.
This shows-
But this is what I usually use if I'm doing any small pieces, okay, this is really good for like this type of work, okay? It's more of almost like a newsprint,
Yeah.
okay? And
Which
this-
tears
easily
so
tear.
much easier.
Yes, it tears really easier than just regular copy paper.
Yeah, and your needle
And-
pierces it easier.
And when you're also printing it off, you want to make sure that your printer is extremely accurate because
yeah.
I know some people suggest is it a laser jet is more
Mm-hmm.
accurate than an inkjet or a laser. I don't know what they're
Yeah.
called. I'm not very
A laser.
savvy on that. But a laser is supposed to be much more accurate than an inkjet. But I think if you use an inkjet, you're fine. But you just want to make sure it's the exact size.
Yeah.
So now, if I'm doing something large, this is what I really like using, like for this.
Right.
This is almost like a heavy kind of Pellon. And
Without a fusible.
without being fusible, yes. This works really well, and this goes through your copier. And you can just see, it's really
Nice.
It's really, really nice. This does work better for larger versus smaller
Okay.
paper piecing because it's much sturdier.
Okay.
And so I
Compared to-
think as a result, that's the reason it just tears off better when it's something
Larger.
large.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know I've used this.
I would
use this-
think if you have this in a small project, it's going to be harder to get out because
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
stiffer.
It's too
Yes,
stiff.
exactly.
And we carry both of these in the
So-
shop.
Yeah, but they're both great. So, okay, and then we just need to show
And then
that.
we need to show BJ's project she's working on, which is not a quick project.
No, I'm sure Sandy is
BJ
just
likes-
kind of thinking, oh, when is that woman?
No, I'm
gonna
not.
get this
No,
done?"
I'm not. I'm
1
just grateful
inch
I'm not the one
square.
sewing it. So when it gets done, it gets done.
So I
It's
just,
gorgeous.
yeah, I just brought in a few blocks. I'm just about ready to start laying it out, and it's a triple Irish chain, and I'm going to lay this out, and it might not match perfectly, but you just have to understand I'm laying this out randomly. I will probably call my granddaughter over and say, hey, can you come over and lay this out for me? Because
There's a lot of, how many blocks did you say there are?
there's 121 blocks in the
Oh, wow.
quilt. Yeah,
That doesn't mean 100, there's all these
Yes.
pieces per block. That's
so there's
It's so
61 of these
crazy.
and 60 of these, so
Oh, it
And
is
I'm-
going to be stunning.
just on my last,
That's pretty.
just about ready to start though. I'm just so excited to have it. So that's what it's going to be looking like, and I think it's going to be really,
It's pretty.
And these are
Beautiful.
1 inch squares?
uh-huh.
And is this chain piecing? Or is it
Um,
individual 1.5 inch squares you're sewing together?
No, I didn't do that. I probably should have, and that I would have had.
No.
But what you do is you make your 9 patches, you make 4
Excellent.
9 patches, and then you make this strip and these 2 strips.
Gotcha.
So you sew this together, join it with this.
Because each of them has this pink center. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
Yeah, they'll all blocks will have the pink center.
yes.
It's like
So,
finding woolly.
Love it.
but
it's
anyway,
good.
I think it's
And
gonna
this
be
is
fun.
Midnight Guard
Midnight Garden by Jerry Robinson.
Jerry Robinson. And just,
pretty.
oh, this is going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you can have this custom quilted.
I am.
That's a lot of work.
am.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
understand that for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm gonna grovel with Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea will do amazing things
She
with
will.
it,
She
won't
will.
she?
She does a
So-
really good job.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll do some kind of a little floral thing in the center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're ever looking for custom quilting, Chelsea Fitzgerald,
Yes,
Amazing.
she
amazing.
is. She's a real talented woman.
She does edge to edge as well, but her custom work is like no one else's.
Yes,
So,
it is.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
it's beautiful.
So, anyway,
Well, wonderful. I'm excited to see that. And yeah, I'm not feeling rushed to have you get it done. I know what
a lot
this
of
one
work.
entails, and
Yeah,
it's
a
going
lot
to
of
be.
work.
You just want to wear it as a badge. Like, look what I did
well, there's 49 pieces in this little.
in that
Wow.
little block.
So I was going to start another quilt that I really needed to get done, and I told myself the other day, I have to get this done. I had just piles of fabric
Yeah.
everywhere
Yeah,
in
it's
my
beautiful.
sewing room, and so I just had have to get this finished. So
Excited,
I'm
excited. So
close.
watch for that in the store because we have kits put together for this, and it's just
It's beautiful.
incredible. So,
So yes,
good job, VJ.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing your talents with us and all your knowledge. VJ is just
Thank
a wealth
you.
of knowledge. So,
So we want to ask, before we finish,
yes.
we want to ask a question because I feel like some people in our channel has tried foundation paper
Yes,
piecing.
we have lots of talented people that watch. So we would love to know your tips that you've got for foundation paper piecing before this episode.
Are you doing a drawing?
And we will do a drawing, and let's give away a package of foundation paper piecing
Oh,
papers.
paper.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful idea.
So yeah, post a comment, tell us what you enjoyed, or if you have any tips for foundation paper piecing that you'd like to share, we'd love to hear. And always, we'd love to hear if there's something that you want us to talk about or to learn about. We're just always looking for ideas and want to give you what you want. So just let us know what you'd like to see or any comment, and we will randomly pick a winner for a package of the papers.
And you have to be 18 or older.
18 or older.
Thank you
Yes.
for the
Yep.
be 18 or
disclaimer.
Yes, must be 18 or older. That's per YouTube guidelines, I
Yes.
believe. So yeah, we got to make sure we mention that. Thank you, Shannon, for keeping us all in line with what we need
I'm
to
the
do.
rule follower.
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you next week.